Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of AndrewsFootball.com. And first off, when you ask questions, I got answers, and I got a comment here, and I got this comment from one of the greatest people on planet Earth. Whether he's a subscriber or not, it's a good buddy of mine. And Mike, thanks for the question here. And he wanted to ask, what do I think about the Chiefs Rams game coming up? Not this Monday, but next Monday. And then I got to throw out the Miranda warning. Hey, there's a lot of things that could happen. If somebody like Todd Gurley towards ACL, things are going to be a lot different. If Patrick Mahomes got injured, things would be a lot different. But obviously, Mike's asking this question under the assumption that nobody gets hurt. Okay. So, Mike, if nobody gets hurt, how do I expect this game to go? And basically, did you watch the Rams Saints game last Sunday? Because that's exactly how it's going to go. It's going to be a high-scoring game with the Rams losing. And the number one reason why, if there's no injuries, do I see the Chiefs beating the Rams is because of the Aqib Talib injury. See, when you bring in two big name free agent corners in the offseason, there is a downside, and that's if one of those guys get hurt, you don't have a lot of depth in that secondary. So while Aqib Talib is hurt, the last thing you want to see is a high-powered passing offense with multiple wide receivers. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs are a high-powered passing offense with multiple wide receivers, so I fully expect the Chiefs to line up with 3, 4, 5 wide receivers. I expect them to throw the ball quite a bit, and I expect it to be a shootout. But when you don't have one of your best, maybe the best corner on your team not playing, then that's a huge advantage, especially when you're the Kansas City Chiefs and you have two legitimate wide receiver number ones on your team. You have Travis Kelce and then Kareem Hunt. He's an excellent receiving back as well. So I really would be shocked if there's no injuries that happen this week for the Chiefs to win. Another minor factor is that the Chiefs are going to play the Cardinals. That should be a gimme, but if it's not a gimme, then Andy Reid and the rest of the coaching staff will get this team really amped up for the game. While the Rams are going to have the Seattle Seahawks, a divisional opponent, come in, and Seattle's going to play a tough smash mouth game. So I really could see the Rams getting a little beat up, and because they're playing a much more physical team than Kansas City is. Plus, it's a AFC NFC game and the Cardinals are really, it's almost in their best interest to lose this game. So I don't expect it to be a good game at all. While the Rams Seahawks game could be a good game and it should be a physical game. So that's another advantage that Kansas City has. And Mike, I know that you don't care about point spreads or anything like that, but I'm going to touch base on that real fast. I actually think that Vegas will have the Rams, barring injuries, as probably a 1.5, 2 point favorite, and that number is going to jump up. And the reason why is that Los Angeles is a 2 hour drive from Vegas, so you're going to see a lot of action on the Rams. This is going to be a game with a lot of money on it. So I really think that point spread will jump up. Maybe even a point, possibly even a 1.5, but I'd be shocked if it went over 3. I kind of expect it to stay around 2, 2.5, probably open at 1.5, 2, jump up to 2.5. Probably some places you could get 3. There's some old-time sports wagerer who will think I'm insane when I say this. I think the over-under could hit 62, which is an insane number, but the over-under is going to be very high. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 62. So what I would recommend is betting on this game late because the point spread is going to go up. Take Kansas City in the money line and take the over, and you should go ahead and collect. Now, hey Mike, thanks for the question, man. Hopefully we get a chance to see each other face to face. But thank you very much. And so now is the advanced part of the video. I like to call this the advanced class. The freshmen have to, you're in over your heads here because this is the advanced part of the class. And what it is, I only have one game that really stood out this week. And I fully expect, if you are going to put action on this game, do it now. It's the Atlanta Falcons are a 4 point favorite at Cleveland. And the reason why I say do it now is because Demarius Randall and Denzel Ward. Demarius Randall's the starting free safety. Denzel Ward, fourth player chosen in the draft, are starters in the secondary. Both are questionable going into this game. And the Falcons, of course, are a very high-powered offense during their 3-game winning streak. Matt Ryan's thrown for over 300. Matt Ryan's actually looked as good as any quarterback in the NFL the last 3 weeks, and that'll upset and anger Chiefs fans. No, he's looked just as good as Mahomes the last 3 weeks. So I really think the Falcons are really starting to get things going. They did the same thing last year. They started off slow, got hotter, and hotter, beat the Rams in the playoffs, and gave the Eagles their toughest game in the NFC playoffs. So, the Falcons, I think, are really starting to get that going again after some early season injuries. So the Falcons are on the way up. The Browns are on the way down. 4 points is not that big of a factor. So I would jump in on this now, because if one of these players is ruled out, that line's just going to skyrocket. Another thing I checked out is that there is supposed to be some rain Friday and possibly Saturday, but it's going to be dry Sunday, just cold. It's not going to be a factor. So I know some people may have thought that. No, the weather's not going to be a factor. So jump on Atlanta and 4 points now. I don't recommend over-under because Cleveland's offense has been bad. So this game could be a blowout. Just like Atlanta did last week, but they're fresh off of a bye. I think it's going to be a closer game than last week, but this could be a blowout. If it is a blowout, it's definitely going to be Atlanta blowing out Cleveland, and it could happen. So jump on Atlanta and get 4 points now, because it's probably going to jump up to 4.5 and 5. So if you haven't already, there's this little button off to the side. It's a little red subscribe button there. And BAM! Hit that button. Become one of the greatest people on planet Earth. And until next time.